10 years ago, we began with a conviction that the gospel shapes every part of our lives, including our work. That conviction became the vision for what we now call the Burnham Fellowship. And 10 years later, over 140 men and women across Chicagoland have been shaped by that vision.
As we celebrate 10 years in the Burnham Fellowship, we are giving thanks for the multitude of different vocations that have been represented in our fellowship and the over 20 churches that have been served.
At its heart, Burnham is about formation, recognizing that we have been shaped by the culture around us and seeking to be reshaped by the true story of the world in a way that transforms our own hearts, our community, and our workplaces.
I think before the fellowship, my concept of what it meant to be a Christian in the workplace was very bare bones. It was, I should evangelize, that's what it meant to be a good Christian, and I should work really hard, but it wasn't really more than that.
Before Burnham, I really thought about work as a completely separate thing from God and really believed that work was much more of a secular thing than a gospel-centric thing.
I often compared myself to others around me who were more educated and skilled than I was and didn't really think that my contributions mattered.
After and during Burnham, I could see how it mattered because I was being shaped by my work and it was building me and my mindset and my attitude, and that mattered.
So yes, how you do the work is important. The relationships you build at work are also important, but it's not just those things. The actual work itself matters a lot. And so I came away with a much higher appreciation for what the actual work is doing, how is it contributing to cultural renewal, and how to think about all that together.
Instead of believing that my work as an administrative professional is menial, the gospel gives my work dignity and charges me to do it well. I'm not working for the praise of man, I'm working for the glory of God.
The gospel has changed everything, and I think we are called and created by God to do work and to do good work. When you're able to connect the gospel to your work, it's where we're really able to kind of glorify God in a new way, and that's really amazing.
I think the brokenness that I see is a lot of workaholism, a lot of striving, and people being just extremely anxious for what other people who you're working for think about them, and this constant desire to perform.
So having a bit of a cushier job, if I'm totally honest, sometimes your world can become a little bit smaller. And that was something I really wanted to focus on through my capstone project, is how do we bridge the gap from these very comfortable workplaces to thinking about areas of brokenness in the world, and specifically within Chicago.
As a photographer in today's digital age, I think that brokenness is really prevalent in the blurred realities. There's a lot of false reality circulating. I also see God at work creating a path for truth and light and hope to shine through in my industry, and I think that's where the work of Burnham has really helped shape my perspective in that.
When I consider the nature of my work in the context of the gospel, in the history of humanity, it just shows how small I am, but how big God is.
Through my capstone project, we've definitely seen more coworkers become aware of the company's policy for charity matching and also donations for hours served within the community now that we've gotten more publicity around that.
It gives me a sense of gratitude for what my profession gives to me as an opportunity to grow certain skill sets, and through the patterns and practices that I engage in every day, I realize that I can offer that in other areas of my life.
Burnham Fellowship matters because we as Christians in the workplace are called to represent the Lord and His goodness, and similar to how He redeemed us, we can also redeem the workplace and be part of the restoration that He's doing.
So we spend so much of our time working. So I think from a personal standpoint, it's important that we know how to approach work, just so that we can steward it well and do it well. And I think from a more collective standpoint, if you think of the Big C church, if everyone at church is doing this, think about the impact across all facets of life, and how if we're all doing this well, how we're just slowly unveiling God's kingdom to the world.
Knowing that God has a plan to perfectly redeem and restore our workplace is what gives me hope for the future. I know that this brokenness isn't permanent. It will be fully healed and restored and recovered one day.
We're tending to our work, and there's just so much hope in that. There's so much daily bread given from God that is so beautiful to cling to and depend on in a way that just like truly makes it matter so much more.
What might God do in and through working people over the next 10 years? Might God bring another wave of working people to show our city his story? And so our ask for you is that you would pray expectantly alongside us to see what God might do in and through working people over the next 10 years.